What's up, everybody? This is TEKNOBLAST. I'm back home after being a week away in San Francisco and actually doing a show in San Francisco for a little bit. And that was fun with the realist who's on the road right now doing his job in SIKSLAYER over in the East Coast. I don't know what the weather's like. I was going to say something about weather, but I guess not. I don't know what
it's hot as balls.
Is it?
92, bro. You know, the same thing tomorrow.
Raining down here.
Oh. Yeah, my mom told me it was raining. It was raining down in Houston. So I was thinking about going down there today, but my mom said don't even bother because it's raining pretty bad over there. So
yeah, it's been pretty hot lately. I know for you guys, like it was 107 was a week or two ago. So yeah, I'm sure you guys are real happy getting some rain and stuff.
We want some. We're not.
Rain
we
just
don't
makes
have
it more humid.
Yeah, down in Houston, yeah. It does.
But it didn't last very long.
No, I'm saying rain just makes it more humid.
Oh,
yeah, it makes it nasty.
Here, it's been raining for days. It was raining for days, so it brought the temperatures down. But right after that, it heated up anyway. And for the past couple of days, it was more humid. But like yesterday and today, like that's already all dried up, and it's just like hot now. It's dry.
Ugh. That's gross. So it's a slow week, so I think we just have one just for consistency and catch up on the last week. Since the show from San Francisco, which was fun. Did you guys have a chance to see my two shorts that I did?
Yeah, well, I saw the video you did about the baseball game where you were there. And basically, yeah, that looked real cool, bro.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. So I didn't get to talk too much about that baseball game. It was fun. And like I said, I don't know if I did mention it last week, but the area that the ballpark is at is shady. It is shady. It is dirty. It is like a shipyard. It's all industrial. It's like I said, a shipyard, right? It's nothing but warehouses and cranes. It's just anything that you can relate to a shipyard or like warehouse type equipment. That is where the ballpark is at. And I don't know.
So they put the ballpark in the hood.
Pretty much. So let's just say put Minute Maid over by the ship channel. That's what it's like.
But I don't know if you remember, but like before they started to fix up downtown, like you had the Hot Shots on the other side of 59, and then you had Minute Maid and what is it now? Toyota Center.
Toyota Center, yeah.
Around the other side is Fifth Ward. So that was pretty ghetto too, but now they pretty much gentrified that.
Yeah. So the other side of 59, which is the kind of like the east side of 59 where the ballpark is at. Yeah. It used to be nothing but warehouses because I used to go to the underground clubs over on that side of town back in the day. Right. So I know what was there before and I know what it looks like now. And it's all gentrified or, more modern with some condos and apartments, clubs, breweries, bars, anything you can think of. It's all there, which is great for the city, I guess. And anybody that lives in that area, because, I remember there wasn't much when the ballpark was built and where do you go? I know you're in downtown.
But Tech, the people who used to live there,
I know it's not good for them to get kicked out. And I mean, what do you do?
Gentrification sucks balls, bro. That's what it is. But at the same time, I remember when it was before that, right? In New York, it was different. So same thing happened there.
But I mean, I have a cousin in Houston that over by Northside, and he also said that, I don't like what the people are doing in my neighborhood. I was like, what's going on? They're gentrifying everything. And I'm like, well, I'm like 50-50. It's like you want some of the good stuff, but then complain about what they're doing when they're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and kind of like here, in South Dallas as well, you have all these stores leaving South Dallas, these big box stores. They try to come in to make things better, but then the locals are not having it. They're
exactly. You know why? And it's best that you mentioned the locals because what it is the neighborhood and the area improves, but not for the locals who were there before they improved it or started improving it, right? Like a part of the process of improving it is kicking out a large majority of the people who are already there.
Yeah.
So other people can enjoy it once it's improved, right? It's like that's what's going on in Brooklyn, all over New York City. Like it's happening in many places. It's a common story, and that's why the locals get mad because they know it's not them who's going to benefit. In fact, they're probably on the chopping block to be kicked out or forced out or whatever tactics they're using. You know, some areas it's not as bad. Like like people are selling their house and they're getting a good chunk. You know what I'm saying? Like my aunt and uncle died their brownstone in Flatbush, it sold for way more than they would have ever imagined just because gentrification is real heavy at this point right now. But years ago when they wanted to sell it, when they first retired, it wasn't, the whole area wasn't for sale like that.
Yep.
But like the people who are there, right? All it takes is for like 3 or 4 neighbors, maybe even one neighbor to come by, buy up 2 lots and put a mansion there, right? Because that's what happened in the Heights. So like you had all these people, that was all they had. I mean, they didn't want to sell it. Like, 400, 300, whatever. This is mine. I don't want to sell it. But what happens is when people put their nice houses around there, it raises the property values and the property taxes, and then that kills old people who aren't employed.
Yeah.
And of course, like some of them are welfare recipients. You know what I'm saying? But like they can't afford it. They can't afford to take advantage of any of the new amenities. Like in the Heights, they got like Whole Foods. They got everything over there now. It's like little California over there now. Brick streets, things like that. But like they can't afford to be there. So then there are a lot of people that have tax bills that they can't pay, and they're gonna lose everything.
Yeah, I remember Washington Avenue from I-10 all the way to downtown Houston was a dump, right? Nothing but warehouses, abandoned buildings. Not anymore, man. Last time I went down that route, man, it's just like, man, it's a different area now. It's cleaned up,
Because you got to realize it's all downtown, right?
Yeah.
And so like everything around downtown was ghetto, was lower income. So like now, the people that come in, they want to live close to downtown. That's what the jobs are. So they had to clean up everything around there. And everything, because Washington goes into downtown. So everything going into downtown is going to be beautiful.
Yep.
Everything. Yep. You got Elgin, Montrose. I mean, the homosexuals made that pretty. But like,
they usually do.
The homosexuals live the fabulous life, man.
The fab life,
so, like Montrose, because Elgin turns into Montrose. All that was like, it wasn't pretty, but it was expensive.
It was expensive.
Now it's all pretty.
Yeah. So, but like I said, the ballpark over in Oakland, what's right smack in a shipyard type place. So it's not pretty. You don't get that majestic feel like, oh my God, I'm at a ballpark, right? If you saw the video, you saw the little bit that I saw, the back end of the ballpark, which is a bridge from the train station over to the ballpark, which enclosed this little kind of gate. That way people don't jump off the thing into the road. And so, the ballpark itself just needs a real good power washing because it's just dingy. And then I don't know if I mentioned this when I had to go to the restroom. All right, you go to your typical restroom. What do you have? Urinals and your stalls, and you wash your hands, right? Well, here,
hey, are they electric? I mean, are they automated?
No. Oh no. So right when you walk in, and you turn the little wall corner, that way it kind of gives you privacy from the outside. It's a long, collapsing urine trough with ice in it.
Wow.
So crack me up.
Ice in the urinal?
That way it doesn't smell. So it doesn't smell as bad.
Wow.
So,
okay, well, shout out to Punny. He says, how you guys doing? I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
What up, home? What?
So, yeah. So, other than that, I had a good time at the ballpark. It was a great game between the Yankees and Oakland. Oakland won, and me not liking the Yankees, I was all for it. even though I was in my bright orange hat of the Astros, people were still giving me crap. And they're like, oh, man, what are you doing here? Why are you wearing a hat? It's like, dude, I'm not even from here. It's like, but I always wear my gear, you know? They're like, oh, okay, we get it. It's like,
Yankees have been sucking this year so far after. Like,
no, they don't suck. You just are you being one of those fans?
No, they suck this year. I've been watching. They've been losing a lot. Like in the past,
there are a lot of baseball games. They've been winning too.
And this is what I was about to say. They slowly been winning a bit more in the past about week or two, I would say. But generally, they're having a pretty crappy season. I'm just keeping it a buck. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know how many games they play sick? Like, I know.
I mean, I know exactly 162.
Well, I know you know. Like, but he says he doesn't watch sports. But like,
I don't really watch it. Yeah.
There's a lot of games, and like, they're gonna go streaking at some point. But like, they can streak all they want to, but for some reason, they just can't beat the Astros. You know, it is what it is. But they've been decent. They're never gonna be bad. Like, they're not doing like Yankee Moneyball no more, but they're gonna be good.
Yeah, they're not gonna be bad like they were before I was a teenager or whatever. Like, they only started winning around the time, not even winning, but even before then, they started doing okay. Like, just as I entered high school in '93, that's when they started being a solid team, right? Like, before then, they were ass. Like, people like think about them. Well, you don't even say that about the Mets now because they've won a couple lately, right? But it used to be the Mets was the crap team, but at least they weren't the Yankees, right? Because the Mets went when I was in second grade, right? Like in '86, so they were a step above the Yankees. The Yankees were known as perennial, like they sucked out, like kind of like the Knicks, like they hadn't won in a long ass time, and nobody was really checking for them like that, right? It wasn't until the '90s when they started, that whole win streak and stuff that happened. But for the past little while, they ain't been the best, they ain't been the best. And I know you bring up the Astros, like the little jab there. It doesn't matter to me. I don't really watch that seriously.
I know, but they've been losing every time they meet to go to the World Series. They've lost.
This is true.
I like the whole "We want Houston" chant, and it totally backfired on them.
But no, like, look, I could care less. I hope the Yankees never win.
Oh,
it's it's because they already have 20.
Right there when you were saying that. Say that again, because
it's like Cowboys fans.
Oh, the worst.
Okay, I was saying that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. You're right. You're right. No, you're biting heavily. I can't really tell, but you're right.
Am I biting now?
No, you're good.
Am I biting now? Okay. I would say I could care less if they don't win ever again until like I'm gone, right? Because like they have 26. Let the Yankees fans be like Cowboys fans.
27. Let's get it right. They got 27.
27? Okay,
yes.
That's even worse. Like, let them be like Cowboys fans and live in the past for 20 years, like 30, 40 years, because like they have enough.
New York fans can be annoying, but I don't think anybody can ever be as bad as Cowboys fans, ever.
Yeah, Cowboys fans can be degenerate, annoying people, man.
And then on top of that, there's people who fake claim the Cowboys but don't know nothing about football. And it's usually, hey, okay, it's going to sound sexist as fuck, but it be chicks, right? Like, bro, they don't know nothing about football. You should ask them, like, what team. Instead of just being honest and saying that they don't follow football, that's the first team that often comes to their minds.
Yes. America's team. Woo! Go boys. What about them boys?
Mm-hmm. Everybody loves to see them lose.
It's the worst. Yeah, I love watching them lose every single time.
Yeah, even more so than the Yankees. I'm telling you, people seem to hate them more than their fans.
Well, that's because I don't see the Yankee fan base here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get to see the Dallas base, and it's just like it's awful. It's awful. I mean, that's for everything. That's for basketball, baseball, and Cowboys.
Well, like baseball fans are like tennis fans. They don't make a lot of noise.
Tennis fans.
Yeah, like you want like a fan of a tennis player. They're not gonna run around the street talking about Joker. Yeah.
The tennis player. Yeah, John McEnroe. Oh yeah, woo. Yeah,
Tiger Woods. Yeah, but like baseball fans, they're pretty reserved. Like football and basketball fans, Oh man, you're gonna know. You're gonna know.
Uh-oh.
He's botting again.
Buying again, man.
Cap.
Technology is not his friend today.
Yeah.
Not his friend.
No,
So,
it's raining,
all right.
man. It's
Oh, is
raining.
that? Yeah, that's what it is. That's right.
Yeah, we can hear it in the background for sure, though.
All right, man. So let's get down to business here. All right, we talked sports. We talked my trip. Now let's get down to something I have to admit because everybody's calling it now, right? Because if they say it on the internet, it must be true, right? I gotta thank Xbox for paying me with a expansion card. They also sent me the Starfield controller. I mean, they pay me every single day just to talk Xbox every single day in a positive light. So I want to thank them for what they're doing for me, you know, and I'm sure they enjoy what I'm doing for them. Gotta admit it, you know, because everybody's saying it. This is what we're doing here. We're getting paid, so it must be true, right? I mean, what guys? I know you guys want to keep quiet about it, but what have you received anything that you want to share?
Listen, man, snitches get stitches, all right? So you see all these snitches out here who snitching on what other people are doing. You see how the whole internet is clowning them. I'm gonna leave that alone, all right, bro? Okay. Yeah. I'm not. I don't have enough of those bars on my shoulder to say anything. I don't know nothing from nothing, bro.
Yeah. So supposedly supposedly we're getting paid, man. So I guess.
I take my payments in Microsoft Rewards points.
There you go. That's how they pay me too. Every day, man, I get those that I need on all three of my accounts. You know, and run my little app to generate those points, man. So I thank Xbox for that. So hey, did you get that $50 headset as well, Realist? Because Sick got one and I got one, and I don't even need it. I was just like, man, that's too good to pass up for $50.
Yeah, that was too good to pass up anyway. I would have bought it anyway, even if I didn't need it.
No, I mean, I already have one of those that I paid like day one for, and then I just got the Starfield one. So it's like I just couldn't justify it.
Yeah,
you already got
it. But it's a great deal. Like if I didn't buy the Starfield ones, I would have bought those.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up morning and I just checked my feed. I'm like, ooh, somebody posted it. I didn't find it. I found it through somebody else, but they didn't put the link though. That's the thing. That's another legal right there. He, like, puts a picture but no link, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does. And so I'm like, well, let me look at Walmart because you know I could go to Walmart and look, and sure enough, it was still active. I'm like, ooh, let me buy one right now. It's like, got it, and that's when I showed it to you guys. Like, man, in case you guys need one, man, go for it. Here's the link, not just a picture.
That's right. Thanks for the hookup. Yeah. And the cool thing about it too was, now you can go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say those are good headphones too because you can use them on your phone and the Xbox or a PC, and like you can be playing games and on the phone at the same time. Like they connect to two things at once.
I haven't tried that with my other headsets. To connect two things, I just usually leave it to the one device.
No, I do it because. Go ahead.
I have a question. So you remember that headset? In fact, really, the question is really for you because it was you and Legal telling me about this maybe about 2 months ago. That there was that higher end one. I think it's Bang & Olufsen or whatever, right? But does it have a dongle that's necessary to connect it to the Xbox, or is the dongle for other things?
Xbox headphones don't need dongles, right? Like especially the ones that are made for Xbox. So to answer your question, no. Like, but they are. I'm glad I got them at the price I got them for because they're definitely not worth $500.
Because the thing about those headsets is that it's a tier higher than the $100. As great as the Xbox headsets are, and they were already punching above their weight at $100, right? Which is why I'm gladly buying another pair at $50 to replace my damaged pair here, which I'm wearing right now. I can hear through it fine. It's the mic arm. She stepped right there on it, and it broke the plastic surrounding it. So the mic works. It's just dangling down, and it's not angled enough to to catch what I'm saying. So I'm using my little big mic here, which I usually do podcast anyway. But
this one, that one doesn't tuck into the cup, right? It folds into it, right?
Yeah, it folds into.
Oh,
it,
okay, that's right. I forgot.
Right, but she had
it really more like a wraparound. Like
wraparound.
My kids step on my boom. I got tape on my boom though.
Yeah. So what happened is, those headphones, the Bang & Olufsen, are a tier higher. Like the feature set is exactly the same, right? It's supposed to Xbox wireless format, right? But it also does Bluetooth at the same time. You could do, you could connect to your phone and the Xbox at the same time. At $500, you expect the sound quality to be better, even if it wasn't worth $500. You would think if you bought it for $250, at least you're still getting a better sounding pair of headphones. But at the sale price they have it right now, last time I looked, they didn't have the black ones, and I wanted the black ones. But then I saw something about a dongle I never thought to ask till now. So, but what's the dongle used for then? Is it used for other devices?
There's no dongle.
I keep reading the packaging. Right, I keep reading, which is funny as hell, by the way, right? But I keep reading like there's a dongle in the package, so there's no dongle at all. It's just headphones.
Maybe
for the
computer.
Dongle,
maybe for the computer.
Your computer, if it has Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. I didn't see a dongle in the box, but yeah, okay. Because it is. I mean, it is. Description. Because like they're all good for like if they're wireless for Switch or PlayStation or Xbox, they all work with the PC in some way or the other. Because like those Lucid ones, they needed a dongle for the PC.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I
have to check.
Because I have that Xbox wireless, a piece for the PC that lets you use Xbox, wireless devices on the PC. In fact, I got the second gen one, the little smaller one that connects to twice as many devices. Like the last one did 4, this one does 8. Why would you need 8? It's so that each player can have their headset and the controller connected to the one Xbox or PC. That's what the Xbox wireless standard actually does. Like it's a standard that actually addresses the use case of the Xbox. It's not just Bluetooth where they fit it in where it gets in and it's not perfect. Like you say on the PlayStation, even back as far as the PlayStation 3, I still experience it with the PlayStation 4 from time to time. The controller would just drop out because they're using Bluetooth, which wasn't meant for that. I mean, it works pretty well on every other platform. This, in fact, don't any platform I've ever seen it not work, where from time to time it would drop. Yeah, and it's rare too. Like every couple of hours, it wasn't even a thing, but it's a thing that would happen, and they've never fixed it in 2 generations that I've seen. I don't know about this one, but yeah, I like the fact that the Xbox wireless headsets it's got that balance of the chat and the game. It's got the volume. It connects to multiple devices at once. It's easy to switch between the 2 devices if you need to. It's just a great.
But can you hear both of them at the same time?
Yes, you can. In fact, when I was getting that phone call and I paused it, I was hearing it in the headset, and I had to switch the phone off the Bluetooth because I can't use the mic on the headset. So yeah, it definitely works.
Nice. So yeah,
that chat mixer is what sets it aside from any other headset that I have, because like the game volume, if you don't have you can go and mix the chat through the menu on the Xbox, but like if you got the game going, it's gonna be still loud if you actually want to talk to somebody.
Oh yeah, this is the wired one that they have on sale also. Let me see the wireless.
There's no reason to get the wired one at the same price.
Yeah, it's the same price.
I have the wired one. It's the same headset without the wireless functionality, because I have the 20th anniversary version of the wired ones to go with my Quest, right? Which I ended up never using because
it went back up.
That much better.
It went back. It went to 79 now.
Okay, well even then. Okay, so at the old price, it was because the wired one you're showing was like $1 or $2 cheaper. That's not what you could still plug in the wireless ones into USB to your PC if you don't have that dongle I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Or if your PC doesn't do Bluetooth, it works as a USB headset. So that way you could have it on your Xbox with the wireless, with your PC with the USB, and still have the Bluetooth functionality if you use your TV or your phone or whatever. And so you could do 3 at once, really.
Oh wow. Yeah. So we got this good because it was $49 yesterday? Or the day before?
A couple hours ago.
So yeah. So now it went back up. It went back up to 79, which is still a discount
yesterday,
of night.
it was yesterday.
So it went up, $20 or so. No, it went up $30.
Yeah, 30. Well, no,
went up 30.
actually, is that 40?
50.
$9.99, right?
Yeah, $49.99. So $50 pretty much to compare
Yeah.
to 80. So $30 it went up, but still a $20 discount or $20 discount compared to the regular price. But still, I mean, I'm happy with the $50 purchase.
A snark in the chat is like,
You should
where are
be.
my shekels, Xbox? Yeah, facts, right? where my
shekels.
where my money at?
Where my money at, man? Where my money? So has this week really been a boring gaming week? Really nothing going on?
Well, as far as like new games and things like that, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm enjoying watching the ponies defend their exclusive not selling. But like, and then of course, people anticipating like FTC Judge Corley verdict. But as far as new games, I mean, you got Grand Theft Auto and Game Pass again. What else is new?
Oh, is it? Is it? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but it's supposedly the next gen version. I don't know how true that is, but
Yeah, it's definitely the next gen version because I saw a video from the Xbox tester where he was testing out the ray tracing, right? And he's like, "Oh, it's still 60 frames, but it's really 1440p because the performance mode. It could drop as low as 1080p and
never happy,
is
are
ray
they?
tracing." No. And he wasn't saying it like it was a complaint. He wasn't doing it as a complaint. He was just saying what it was, right? There was somebody in the comments already who was writing a bunch of crap, and for whatever reason, he reposted the video. Maybe there was like a problem with the video, and he reposted it, so it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But the original version, I had noticed that is, and there's always people complaining. But overall, this week has been like the calm before the storm, right? Like everybody's anticipating what Judge Corley has to say, right? What her decision is going to be. And meanwhile, these PlayStation fanboys is trying to hype up Final Fantasy 16, and we see what's going on. And there's been a lot of cope and blah, blah, blah. And of course, you got the demagogues online, making all day salt videos, laughing back and forth, acting like they're above it all. But most of them are either, they're attached to a platform of themselves. Most of them seem to be on PC. And then the rest of them are like claiming that they don't cap for one or the other. But then you could tell in their rhetoric that they really do.
Oh, yeah.
But they try to act like they're above it all
when
they're really not.
Like, I have both, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard a thunder. Maybe we are getting rain up here. Unless my kid fell. I don't know.
Hope not.
Hope not, man. Let's see. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to put a video up here real quick. Let's see. All right. Oops. I don't want any sound. So I finished that Strangers in Paradise game. This one right here. And you guys asked me how was it. It was good. It has a very confusing Matrix style of storytelling and plot. I think the graphics could have been better. The enemy battles with the basic enemy battles was kind of weak, but the boss battles were great. So I guess it matters with the boss battles instead of the little minions,
The grind. If the grind is entertaining.
Yeah. It was cool. So this takes place, if you don't know where this takes place in the Final Fantasy world, I had to look it up. I didn't know. But it takes place, it's a prequel to Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like it establishes a main character.
Yeah, it's a prequel to Final Fantasy 1 because a lot of stuff that happens in Final Fantasy 1 kind of references back to what's going on in this story. Even back then, but there wasn't a game for it yet. They just kind of went with Final Fantasy 1. And it was really good. So
it's basically
not that I'm going to jump
like a retcon prequel. Like they made like the continuity after the fact, but they try to make it fit. Yep.
So I watched an explanation video of it just to kind of find out where this lies in the universe, and he explained it really good. about where this game lands in the timeline, and he showed videos of the original, the Final Fantasy 1. And yeah, sure enough, man, like a lot of characters that you see in the number 1 game is here in this prequel game. And it was really good. So I don't know how many hours. It's like a 10-hour game if you just rush right through it like I did. So I'm glad I'm over it, done with it, because like I said, the minion battles is kind of boring because it's just like the same old crap. The plot was really good just because, like, okay, first you're kind of lost, hey, what's going on? And then everything unravels at the end. And then once you watch an explanation thing, just to kind of get a little more catch up on it, it everything becomes clear. I'm like, oh, okay, it was a pretty awesome game then after all, So I've been watching prices on Ragnarok to drop, and they haven't dropped yet, man. So that's what I want to get.
Gonna drop.
I know.
Go buy a PlayStation 5, you get it in a bundle. But no, have you guys been playing like any of the games in Game Pass?
Redfall?
I know you just beat that game. Redfall? I beat that one. But like
I haven't beat it yet.
I've been playing. I'm at the end of Bramble, right? And
I want to play that.
I'm playing it on the Ally. And then I get to the end where I'm close to the end. I don't know if I'm quite at the end, but like you have to use the L and the R buttons, and it don't work for some reason. You have to use the L and the R button to roll yourself across the little.
Is that like the shoulder buttons?
L and R, left trigger, right trigger.
Oh, left trigger. Right.
Yeah, and like when I let go of the rope, it works. But then when I try to pull myself, it won't work. So I quit, and then I started playing Fist. Fist is a pretty cool little 2D side scroller. I think they both hit Game Pass the same day, if I'm not mistaken. But I went back to Fallout 4, man. I was playing Fallout
4? Nice. Yeah.
So now I'm on Fallout 4. Oh man,
it's a good game.
To me, it is. Yeah. I mean, I've seen people over the years complaining about it. I was like, I never had these complaints.
Dude, I didn't complain at all when I played it.
They complain about the menu section. I mean, the menu. They complain about everything. Like,
oh yeah.
I was like, all right, whatever. But they say supposedly Starfield is going back to the old school inventory, so maybe they'll shut up.
I don't know what the old school inventory was like, but the only thing I've played has been Fallout 3 and up, except for 76. I never got into 76.
So you didn't get into New Vegas?
Yeah, I played that too. Yep.
Okay, all right. But like, man, when it comes to like, because are you a Final Fantasy guy, or is that just the game that you saw on sale and you decided to jump on it?
I've played several Final Fantasy games. I don't know all the history of it. It's always interests me just because of what I see. The way they present it has always been interesting to me. But I've never was a original Final Fantasy fan, right? I was never the top down type, the old school way of playing, I never played those type of games. It's always been like what you see here in the screen, which is cinematic, free combat type of Final Fantasy game. That's what I played.
So basically, you never played it.
I'm a casual.
Game for PlayStation. You played it like the old 2D style, maybe Super Nintendo style, maybe GBA, whatever, but not until no, I said it backwards. You did not.
I did not. Yeah.
Play any of those. You played. When it came to PlayStation, it was all 3D and stuff, basically.
Yeah, when it was 3D, I was like, okay, I can get into this. I'll tell you this: the first one I ever played and finished was Final Fantasy 13. Was the first one.
Wow.
And I actually finished it, and I actually enjoyed it.
That's like
I really
the
like
second generation of 3D ones, because like the first couple of 3D ones, 7, 8, 9, right, were like they tried to be like the old ones just in 3D. Right. Of course, every Final Fantasy had its own, innovations and gameplay mechanics that were unique to the game. Right.
Yeah.
Although they all had things in common, like was an era of Final Fantasy games that were all basically 3D, but still reminiscent of the old school ones. And then beginning with 10, you don't count 11 because that's the online game, 12 and 13, where they went a different type of direction. And then 14 was another online, and then 15 completely different again. And now what I've seen with this one, Stranger of Paradise, and now 16, it's more action oriented.
It is.
Right. And the 7 remake the same way. It seems like right now Square Enix, when they're making RPGs or even just Final Fantasy games, it's more action oriented.
It is.
And less about the menus and stuff. So that's the era they're in now.
That's because they want to sell them. I mean, like,
well, it's not working.
like that old way of game creation where they just give you a bunch of dialogue boxes and control. Like, that's not really flying them anymore. Back in the day, like Final Fantasy VII's graphics were an innovation. So people were like, wow, because back then the console was about how powerful it was and how pretty it can do graphics, right? So like Nintendo 64, first to the market that was doing like really nice stuff. And then the PlayStation came out with Final Fantasy. And it was like, wow. But they still kept to the old formula. But they can't continue to do that. Like, you saw the change like start to turn around when they got into the teens, or and they just won't be able to sell these games. I mean, I know this one's not selling, and I wanted to talk about that because, like, do you guys because this is what I said before it even released. I said Final Fantasy is a dying brand. Like, it still has its hardcore fans, but the day of it being zeitgeist, those days are over. Like, that was back in '97. Like, now, like, they can bring out a new Final Fantasy. Look at even Final Fantasy VII Remake, 5 million sales. Now, exclusivity doesn't help that either, but I just think it's a dying brand. And I also and I think this 16 is a good one because I played the demo, but I'm not paying $70 for it.
Yeah, right. It's not that good. You would even pay the 60, maybe not. Well, that's up to you to say. But what I've noticed is it's like you're right. The quality of the franchise has hit a low point by default, but there's also Square's just making bad business moves. So the exclusivity is also hurting, right? And I'm not going to sit here and claim which. I'm going to say it's not so much exclusivity. It's more what they're doing with the other franchise is just not doing it. And then their bad business moves is exasperating, the bad situation, right? They're making it worse. I agree with you what you say. Of course, you don't want to go to the old school. In fact, they have a lot of classic style RPGs that do that very well, and they're doing very well in their own right, like Chained Echoes, which is on Game Pass now, right? It's it's very reminiscent, and it kind of has a little bit of inside humor about games like that. Like, of course, your mom wakes you up out of bed, morning, and then and the game flips the script on you. She kicks your ass out of bed and slaps the shit out of you, and then you realize, oh, it's a dream, and you're on a ship, and then the game starts, right? But, that's for retro style indie games. Like, newer RPGs got to do something different. But Square, I think, has just lost the luster, particularly with Final Fantasy. They just seem not to know what they're doing. Even Final Fantasy 14, when it first came out, you forgot. I don't think people remember the big debacle that it was. It's a miracle, and very few games even have that opportunity in the first place, like Cyberpunk did, right? And even Cyberpunk still gets its name blasphemed still, right? But Final Fantasy 14 does not anymore, where they were able to go back and redo it and fix it, and now it's the number one MMO, right? And it's the number one MMO mainly because World of Warcraft has fallen off in popularity on top of that, but also because they fixed it at the right time just when that was happening, so they took its spot, not because it was a better thing that people transitioned to. So that was good timing. But 16, just from what I've seen, right, it's getting that bad rep with the bad performance and PlayStation's overheating and blah blah blah, all of that. But even when they first showed it off, it wasn't really getting that appeal, right? And then I noticed that people started capping for it like a week before release. oh no, it's Alex, a couple of other people. It was just like, and even what's his name from the Iron Lords, who, if you listen to last week's show, he Lord Addict, right? He's a big Final Fantasy fan in the community, right? And if you hear what he has to say now, it wasn't what he was saying the week before release. And there was a lot of people like that. And, the people with the tinfoil hat on their head is definitely going to say, like, what the hell was that? Because there was a lot of who's out of nowhere within that last week before release. I definitely noticed that, right? Where they just started capping for it. And then afterwards it came out and then, it's getting all this bad press and stuff. From what I'm seeing overall, though, it's not that it's a bad game. It's just a lot of people are feeling like it's not a Final Fantasy game. Like
number 16?
Yeah, 16. Not that it's bad at all. But same thing with Stranger in Paradise. Like, it didn't really blow up like that. The only other person I knew who played it besides you was 100. 100, he plays games left, right. And I think he beat it like within that first week of release. He's the only other person I know who even touched the game.
Yeah. So
fans gotta let these franchises evolve.
Yeah.
13 was the first one I played because it just looked interesting to me. And plus the way it's different compared to the previous ones is, like you said, the dialogue boxes, the turn-based stuff, and it just wasn't for me at the time. And then I played, and I didn't like it because the whole like royalty kind of thing, a game like that never got to me with that little nitpicky thing that I'm picking about, right? About the whole royalty and them cruising around in a Cadillac, right?
15.
Yeah. I just never liked that. I never got into it. It's like I gave up on it. I was like, nope, I'm getting rid of this one.
Well, actually, that's the one that really started the series to be more action RPG. Because I had a friend who didn't want to play the game, and I kept telling him, dude, you might actually like this one, because he always talking about how he's tired of the the menus and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, it really doesn't have that. And he didn't want to hear me until one day, I don't know, he saw me playing it, and then he picked up the sticks and he tried. It was like he played pretty far and he really liked it. So that was the first one that was really action RPG-esque, but a lot of people didn't like the things you were just complaining about. Like, I got to a point where, because in the game there's a point where you're just in this big open area and there's lots of stuff to do for, like, you could be there for a long time, right? But eventually you go in this area, and in RPG, in every Final Fantasy, there's at least one area where it tells you, hey, bro, you can go here, but you won't be back for a long ass time.
Yeah.
Basically, they're telling you, hey, so do everything you want, because you ain't going to be back here for a minute, right? And so I did everything. I did everything I knew to do. And then I come to find out that right after that point, the game gets very linear. Very, very, very linear. So I played that linear part for a while. Like, the plot all of a sudden starts progressing real heavy, real quick. Yeah. And I'm starting to think, with the what I know about the history of the game and the development. Remember, that game was supposed to be Final Fantasy versus 13. That's how far back it goes, right?
Oh, wow.
Like, they spent a long ass time on this game. It wasn't even supposed to be a numbered Final Fantasy. It was supposed to be one of the of the 13 franchise, right? And so I think that was the point in the game where the developers were like, bro, we just need to finish this up. So forget all this other crap we were going to do at this point in the game. And they just made it super duper linear, right? And then at that point, I just didn't want to play anymore. And so I never did. So really, That's really a bad thing. So that was just another example of, like, the Final Fantasy franchise just falling off.
I did play 7. I enjoyed that one. And now I played this Paradise one. So I'll get 16 at some point, but not at $70. I'm not gonna pay that much for it. Again, I'm a $30 and under guy when it comes to PlayStation 5 games. I'm not gonna pay full price.
By the end of by the holidays, like, it'll drop low enough.
Yeah. They'll have like a 2-for-1 sale. It'll be like a 2-for-1 sale or something like that. So
yeah,
we'll see. Right now, my wish list for PlayStation. Whoa, what was that? I don't know. But right now, my wish list for PlayStation is Ragnarok, Final Fantasy 16, and I do want to get, even though I played it already, is The Last of Us Part 1. Only because I know my son, I think he'll like it. He's getting into playing like these single player mode games right now.
You know, I've been doing a lot of that.
Y'all didn't hear that they're already talking about lowering the price because kind of like what's the name of that game? Callisto Protocol, because they're not selling enough.
Yeah.
No, I picked it up for $20. Remember the Callisto? I got that one. I picked it for like $20. I'm like, oh, that's a good deal right there, man. Brand new, I think. I think that's how much I got it for. Because I guess nobody was buying it. This is a shame because it looks. I mean, from what I saw in the trailer, it looks good. But I never watched any gameplay, so I don't know what it's really like when you actually play it. Here's 15, man. I just never got into this one. Just wasn't for me. Just well, 100 also gets paid by Xbox, man. I'm sure.
Bro, man,
he's getting paid.
He's one of the upper echelon. He can't talk nothing, bro.
Bro. Paid big time, man. Sure. And he's living in the Beverly Hills side of LA and everything out there in LA, man. He loves it.
He pays for Aaron Greenberg's breakfast.
There you go. See? He said, I got this, Aaron. Don't worry about it. Big Green. I got it, Big Green. I got this. And say, nah, man, don't worry about it, man. I treat you well here in LA. It's my town. You know? That's what he does, man. That's what 100 does. But yeah, that's
around them super chats like it was nothing.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
You know what the homie do, man? Shoot.
At least he's spreading the wealth.
Yes.
Hey, man, my son, he beat. Like I told you, he beat Jedi Fallen Order. He pretty much beat both Jedi's games. He's beat them. So
he's beaten a lot of games lately.
He has, man. He has. So and then he got really hooked on Battlefront 2 multiplayer, like big time.
Oh yeah. You were talking about that.
He is hooked big time, where he plays almost every night, right? And then he got to the point, he's like, hey, I want you to game with me. I want you to play with me. I was like, all right, let me show you how it's done. Let daddy come in and show you how multiplayer is done, right? And I play like crap. I wasn't used to the third person shooter, man, because it's over the shoulder shooter, and I'm not good at that, you know? And then, but I found my character. I found my heavy character, man. He's just like lugging around this big machine gun, and he just goes. I was like, yeah, that's my jam right there, man. The heavy guy. And sure enough, man, I'm like taking out everybody. So after I got used to the controls and everything, I was like, look, let me show how daddy does it, man. Take care of business. Be number one. So
you know what game I need to try? Exo Primal.
Well, that's coming out, right? This month.
I think it just came to Game Pass? No, or it's about to, right?
Exo Primal. Release.
Well, there were some betas or something out.
July 14th is when it comes
out just yet. Yeah.
July 14th is when it comes out.
Cool. I'll try that.
So let's find something here. Oops. What am I doing here? What am I doing? Dang it. Stop it.
Nobody knows, Tech.
I know. Nobody. Why am I watching my own video? I'm not supposed to be watching my own video.
Because you self-absorbed. No.
I guess. So
exactly.
Primal.
He just got caught.
I got caught looking at myself. I was like, what's up?
This is how you get all these views, huh? You watch yourself on
I refresh it every single time, man. I gotta go collect from YouTube, man. They haven't been helping me out lately. Those jerks.
But I've been playing a lot of random games. Like I'll play like this game for 3 hours, this game for an hour, or this game for an hour and a half, and it's all due to Raw Ally. Like at work, you know, it's kind of busy right now because I work at a resort, with the 4th of July and all of that. But sometimes it's just some downtime, so I'll sit there, I'll play a game. It depends on how much time I have, or my interest in the game. But yeah. I've been touching and sampling a lot, and then once again, Game Pass makes that easy, right? Of course, I have this huge backlog of games that I bought on Steam, with them crackhead sales that they always have, which I think they just ended one, or they're still in the middle of one, right, for the summer.
I think till like the 13th or something.
Yeah. So I just been touching all types of stuff, and bro.
Oh man, that's gross, dude. Come on, we got kids watching. We got kids watching.
If this kid's watching this show, man, man, your parents does not care about you. No, I'm kidding. But seriously though, but I've been playing all different types of games.
Things.
The Need for Speed, I was gonna play that, but can you try that on the? Wait, it's on Game Pass now, so it's not just the EA Play, right? It's on Game Pass proper now. Need for Speed Unbound.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's on. Well, I think they said it comes to Game Pass. Yeah, play with Game Pass. Well, is it? I've seen a lot of people talking about it in the past week or two, because I remember when it first was announced or it first came out, I'd seen a lot of people trying to, because they give you the 10 hours. But I think it's on Game Pass now. So if it is, I'm probably going to try that on the cloud, because what I've noticed is the cloud seems to work a lot better on every other device but my Xbox on the TV. It's odd. Like, anytime I use it, right? But I think I told you about the holiday before last, where a nephew of mine, he has a PlayStation. He's all PlayStationed out, right? But in his younger days, when he was a little kid, him and his brother used to be at my house all the time playing Gears. Like, in fact, Gears 2, I think. I have achievements for it, right? I didn't beat the game. They did, right? But they're grown now. So anyway, holiday before last, he comes to my house, and I was playing Halo, but I handed him the sticks. He had never seen the Series X before. And I was out in the living room for 20 minutes. I come back, he's playing Gears. I'm like, bro, but I didn't install. All right, the cloud. He done already figured out how to hop in the cloud to play Gears like he used to back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, and I'm looking at it, and it looks great.
This is one smart man.
Boy, he always was. But, like, you know what I'm saying? As much as he's all PlayStation out, the first thing he does, he plays an Xbox game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, it was, when he was playing, it was all smooth, no tearing or nothing. It would be like tearing where it's drawing 1 frame a second anytime I would use it. But he was using it. At very first, I couldn't tell it was the cloud because it looked proper. And the cloud never looks that good for me when I play on the Xbox. When I play on the Raw Galley, it's fine. On the same internet and everything, I don't know what that's about, right? But because the Raw Galley actually works with the cloud, I've been using it a lot more often. I've been playing a lot more games than I have been, even with the Steam Deck, which it definitely got me to play more games. But the ROG Ally, I have more options to play stuff.
Yeah.
And so I've been playing a lot of stuff. But, I just been sampling here and there. Nothing I'm really completing. Sometimes, I go back and I play a couple more levels of something I hadn't touched for a while. Like I beat another level of Project Wingman. I unlocked some more stuff in Tunic. I started figuring out, some of the things I couldn't figure out before. I progressed a little bit. Got some achievements here and there. Nothing too serious, but like I haven't been able to do that for a while because I always have stuff going on where I can't just have a long period of sitting playing a game. But I've been able to do that a lot more. It's just like, man, I've missed that. I've missed that, bro, big time.
Aww.
But you have access to more games, right? And then going back to like the service talk, right? Because a lot of people try to compare PlayStation Plus to Game Pass. And it's like, yeah, I mean, look, if you just want games to play, PlayStation Plus is good. But those day one games and those new games, they make a big difference.
They do.
And for whatever reason, we will throw, this is why we have a backlog. I'm pretty sure we all have huge backlogs. Because when that new shiny thing comes out, that's what you're going to jump on. Unless, like in Tech's case, you get a game that you've been in love with forever, like a Diablo. But for the most part, you're going to dump everything that you already have for that new shiny thing, especially when the hype is high. And that's what you get from Game Pass. Now Exomecha, I'm sure we're all going to try it. It's in the service. It's free to try, or not free, no additional cost to try. But those day one games that just, they hit harder than having a big catalog of games. Unless it's a personal favorite of yours, it's not making that big of a difference for you. But these new games, Game Pass, like I'm saying, Fist is not brand new, but I got it free, I think, in the Epic Game Store. I didn't play it in there. But when it hit Game Pass, that's where I want to play it at. Bramble, nothing too special. It's like a lightweight PlayStation game. It's basically a walking simulator where you run away from monsters every now and pretty much, bro.
Because I had that on my
Pretty
wish
much.
list, and I saw it's going to come to Game Pass. Like, oh, good. Now I can take it off my wish list and put it on my want to play
Yeah,
list.
I think it's worth a playthrough. It's like 6 hours. It's not long.
Yeah.
But you can see the attention to details and what they predicated the game on, which is being pretty. It's a pretty game, and on the Ally, it'll run on Epic.
Yeah.
So like I put it on as high as it can go and see exactly what it was, especially on that little bitty screen. It's a beautiful game. It's just there's not much to it. Kind of puts me. Let me see. What's another short game that kind of now Gunk was like took me like 12, 13 hours to beat Gunk, but it should take you 6 hours to beat it. It should take you. I got like 6 hours into it now, which is why I'm saying like I'm at the end because it's like there's nothing else to do. I got to go to a castle, but I can't get there without those buttons not working. I'll wait till I get home, knock it out then, and well, I'm still gonna play Fist though. Fist and Fallout. That's where I am.
Fallout's good.
Getting prepped for Starfield.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Fallout. It's such a good game. I love it.
Yeah, classic. But you just reminded me, Realist, because when you said that it was on the Epic Store, Fist was, because I know that Fist was a PlayStation exclusive, and now it's on Game Pass, and I'd seen some
on the Switch too.
Yeah, on the Switch, right? And I heard the name. I'm like, I know this game. Maybe I'd seen it, on the indie showcase either last year or the one they had like a month or two ago, right? Like it seemed familiar, but I couldn't remember when until you said it was on the Epic Store, and I just looked. Yeah, I did redeem that game. I have it on my account, so yeah, I could try that. And speaking of, the Heroic launcher, it's like that multi-launcher that supports all these platforms. Well, they just announced that they're adding Amazon game support, right? That's the one thing the ROG Ally doesn't have built in, like the one store that I wish they would put in, right? But the Heroic launcher, if anybody knows about that, that was the launcher. It's on all platforms, Windows, Linux, whatever. Particularly Linux is important because a lot of people are using that on the Steam Deck, right? Because it was the all-in-one launcher you could use, for all these stores. So if you get that working, it would be a lot easier to get games working. But yeah, they bring on Amazon, and once again, it makes mention to it's good to mention this that a lot of people don't know. If you are on Prime, Amazon Prime, but when you go to Twitch, they give you all these games, like a lot of the Neo Geo games, stuff like that. And there's an Amazon Games app where you can go there and just install the games from there. And after the games are installed, you don't even need the launcher, doesn't need to run. Like the games install on their own, and they'll just be there on, and you get these games all the time for free. You just have to claim them, right? It's just like, on Game Pass when they give you all these perks and stuff. And sometimes, they give you codes, for Call of Duty, this game, that game, Battlefield, all types of stuff. And, a lot of us, already have Amazon Prime, for the free shipping, all that stuff. And forgetting that Amazon owns Twitch and all these other things. So, yeah, there's a lot of freebies there as well. So, yeah, if you have a ROG Ally, Steam Deck, or just a PC, check out Amazon Games. Lots of stuff there for free.
No punty.
GOG does the same thing.
Yep. GOG does the same thing.
No punty. I didn't sign up for Threads. I don't think so. I'm gonna stay with Twitter, and that's. I can't,
signed up.
I can't juggle. I signed up.
One.
It's not to juggle, man. We are boycotting Elon Musk and his terroristic practices.
Man. Oh my goodness, Elon Musk.
You have a 300. You can read 300 things a day or something like that if you don't have a blue check mark. Blue check mark is almost as much as Game Pass.
No. It's not read. It's post. It's
read,
post.
and the one I saw says read.
I
can read.
What I saw was post, and then it's like, well, I don't even post even 10 a day, so it's like, right. I'm good.
Right.
I read it twice because I was like, because when I first read it, I just took it as post, right? Like who's posting, 300 times a day. But the one I saw says read. But it is what it is, man. Everybody's mad at Elon. They're saying Twitter is dead. I remember Mastodon was.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's
Mastodon. Yeah.
And I closed that account. And I was like, there's nothing going on in this one.
I didn't close it. It's just up there in the ether.
Yeah. I closed mine. It's like, no, I'm not going to have another social.
I didn't close mine. It's just out there.
But why is it called? Okay, is it just called Threads or it's an
Threads.
Instagram app?
It's no, well, you know, it's
Yeah.
Facebook, so they own Instagram, and so if you have an Instagram account, you can it will just use that, right?
Oh,
Same with
okay.
Facebook, right?
Okay.
Like if you were to have a Facebook account and you try to open an Instagram, you can just use that, you know, and it's all pre-filled in and everything. So for a lot of people, they're just doing that, you know, Facebook being the OG of all these social medias, you know, a lot of people have that.
Yeah, but I don't like tying my gaming stuff with my personal stuff. That's the thing.
You don't have the time to
I'm the same.
Yeah. I agree, but I don't see you don't have to do that with that at all.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I got one follower, and everybody everybody who says that they're over there on Threads, right, hyping up Threads, and then you go into their account, they're not even posting. So it's like if you don't fully adopt it, there's no sense in doing all this talking. You know what I mean? Because like for me, I'd just rather get somewhere else, and maybe there's less ponies in my algorithm, because like they I mute them all. They still show up. There are new ones like every day, like idiots, bro. They're so stupid. Like it's the ABK deal. I mean, they spent years of convincing themselves that Xbox was so bad, and now Xbox is getting so good that they can't deny it. They don't know what to do.
yeah,
and
literally.
And the things that they say are just so dumb.
Okay, like Punty's like, get it, Tech knows gaming. You can open a new IG account. I don't even have an IG account. I don't even use it.
Create one. Call it TEKNOBLAST Gaming. Because like those old geezers over there. I don't know what they call themselves, outlaws. Like they're all on Instagram. Hey, I'm gonna send you a link. Really? Where you at? I ain't on no freaking Instagram.
I'm on.
Like
I'm on Threads.
Man, the only people who are like, you know, asking me to follow them and stuff, or people who are my Facebook friends already, people I know, and I know their real name and stuff like that, right? So that's the other thing with Threads. Like, they have a username, but every time I look at my profile, right, I see my real name.
Yeah,
I don't know if outsiders can see it or not, right? But what I probably should have did was use my browser to look at incognito mode and then check my account. In fact, let me do that now.
You know, but now the thing that happens to Sick is like if they accept you on Instagram and you have like a fake name, it's gonna say they get on Facebook and it's gonna say your friend such and such is on Facebook. Would you like to follow them? So that's how that works. If you want to maintain your anonymity.
Nah, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at it right now. I just put an incognito tab right in my browser, and I went to my Threads, you know, threads.net/whatever my name is. I'm not gonna say it, and boom, there's my real name right there, and then the username under it. Like, and I was
they out you, man. They out you.
That's what I'm saying. Stick, you can't hide it because like even if you use Threads, right? When they get on Facebook, they're gonna be a friend suggestion as your real name, your Facebook profile. They're gonna suggest that you be their friend on Facebook.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So
yeah. And if you want to change your name, like you have to go into Instagram to do it. You can't do it on the Threads app, right? You have to go into Instagram, and you can only do it once every 14 days, right? And then I think within 7 days you can change it back if you change your mind. But that's changing your real name, so it changes it in Facebook as well. You change your profile picture to have something more gamer oriented, right? Yeah. It changes that in Facebook too. But then I think I finally got that worked out. I think maybe I got that worked out. Let me see.
That's why my name is Seymour.
I think I'll wait a couple of months to see where this goes. Because if it's anything like
go anywhere,
then it's just I'm not even bothering. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But we'll make that as the last topic. We're going to make a short one since it's been a boring gaming weekend. Everybody that wants to talk about is Xbox people get paid and the FTC thing. And I'm already really bored with the FTC thing, and I'm tired of talking about that thing. Until Xbox wins and they get ABK.
I really hope it ends tomorrow. That would be the perfect time, I feel.
Me too.
And then, leave the weekend. And I really hope it's a positive because I don't want to have to hear all this. Because more than anything, it really doesn't matter for me. Like the only benefit I'm really getting is all these Call of Duty games on Game Pass.
Yeah, that's it.
Buy on Xbox. Like I said, I bought a lot of them on PC because I just care about the single player. but I would like the Xbox achievements. I'd like to have it on my handheld, maybe even if they could do that or whatever, right? It, cloud and all of that. Like that would make it easier for me. And yeah, in Diablo, I wouldn't have to buy that outright, even though I really don't want to be messing with that, but I feel like I might, right? I feel it calling me. I really do. I have to fight it every day. But like in the end, it's not going to really change anything for me. But the one thing these ponies going to have another field day, and it's just going to have them being more braggadocious, more of the bullshit. Just now, when they have to sit there and they have to deal with reality, like a lot of shit has been hitting them all at once, right? And they're slowly, a lot of them have their excuses, but like, the rank and file, they're keeping their mouths shut because they really have nothing they can really say. And so if it was to stay like that for a bit longer, I feel a lot of them would just break and just stop with the bullshit, right? And so if this doesn't happen, that's the biggest thing for me. It's just like, now they're reinvigorated with the bullshit. It's just like, oh my God. After all the stuff that's been revealed that because of this case, like they really don't even have a leg to stand on, even if Microsoft doesn't get their way with this, but they're going to sit there and act, how they do, right? And I'm so beyond tired of that crap. That's why I want Microsoft to get this, not because that we get anything out of it or that Xbox, like it doesn't really matter for us at the end of the day. Like nothing really changes for me other than I don't have to hear the crap anymore. Right, I'll just hear them crying a little bit more, and then it's going to end because there's nothing they'll be able to do about it.
So 100 says, I don't have a lot of them because I don't want to be found and everybody knows my real name on the interweb. I thought 100 was his real name. Mm-hmm. It's not? I guess not. He has a real name.
That's his name, 100.
I thought that was his name, man. 100.
Yeah.
And we just call him Hundy.
Keeping it a buck is one word. We call him Buck for short.
That's right.
Buck or Hundy. Hundy. Hundo, yeah.
I call him Hundo. That's the dog.
All right.
I call him Hunted. Hey, so y'all think we're gonna get a verdict tomorrow or no?
I hope so.
No. They're gonna drag this on.
I think that's the perfect time for it.
I don't think it's going to drag out too long.
I don't know. I want it to end already. That's what I want, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think we got to get it. I think no later than the 12th or something like that. So
we'll have to do
and she gains nothing in dragging it along. It's the FTC and the CMA who are ill prepared. And the CMA, man, I've been listening to people because it's like they come up in my autoplay. I'm like pretty much tired, but every now and then I'll listen. They say that they can't even find representation, and we need this to go. We need this to be pushed back, and the tribunal said no. Like it's so bad for them. But so yeah, Judge Corley stands to gain nothing by pushing it out further. So she's gonna get it done by the. No later than the due date, and then
but their attempt to appeal requires them to have a lot more info, or like I'm sent something more concrete. So yeah,
well everybody assumes they should lose, but everybody assumes that when they lose, they won't be able to. They'll be immediately denied. So
right.
Yeah,
and also I've read something about her schedule, what she has in terms of cases, right? So she definitely can't be dawdling with this. She got stuff, planned for I think either next week or the week after.
There you go.
Like a couple of things, her schedule is out there. So they're saying that probably it will be tomorrow, but who knows, really, right? But I think it would be the best. Usually, news comes out like that, on the weekend or whatever. But usually it's bad.
Breaking news,
right? So to get it out of the way, there's a whole weekend for people to mull over or whatever, and then we can go back to our lives finally, and then she can go back to her job in cases that actually matter.
Kidding, man.
In other people's minds,
No
so hopefully tomorrow. I'm just hoping things go out the way it needs to. I got my fingers crossed. After the whole thing with the CMA, the honest truth is, I don't see why. Microsoft isn't going to win and get their way with this, but you never know, right? You never, like the CMA thing wasn't truly a surprise, but it was disappointing, right? And it was crazy that morning, I'm getting dressed for work. I put on YouTube and I see that Sean 786, he's doing this live stream and he's, and this is how I found that the CMA blocked it, right? I'm hoping, tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll see him or somebody else doing a live stream that this is, finally done. We can move on, and hopefully, most specifically in Microsoft's favor, just so it could end. And for this crap with the PlayStation ponies to finally put a nail in that coffin where they really can't jump out of that anymore. You know what I'm
Check
saying?
it out. Check it out, Sick, man. It goes through. CMA is all on the island by themselves, like as they're deliberating.
Canada's gonna start trying to sneak into that island to like let us in.
Let them go.
They can say what they want. They can say what they want to say, but their time is gone. So, New Zealand, I mean, so what? Like they can all throw theirs in, but another no concessions approval just came through. South Africa. So like,
yes,
it's just gonna leave CMA all on their own once the FTC is dispatched.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys, let's end it here. Just I want to make a short one, and that's it. So, guys in the chat, thank you for coming out. 100, Hundy, Hundo, and Buck.
Honey.
Punty, welcome. We'll see you next week, hopefully. Unless I'm out of town again.
Man, why not? All right, man.
All right.
Peace.
I'll let you guys know. Peace. Bye. Peace.